Alright, if you've been looking at buying a small airplane in 2026, you've probably noticed one thing real quick. Nothing is cheap anymore. What used to be expensive is now just normal. But the good news is, there are still some really solid airplanes out there that actually justify the price. The trick is knowing what you're paying for. Some of these airplanes are all about performance, some are about efficiency, and some are just straight-up luxury with wings. And depending on how you fly, weekend trips, cross-country runs, or just grabbing breakfast at the next airport over, one of these is going to make a lot more sense than the others. So in this video, I'm breaking down 5 of the best small airplanes you can buy in 2026. These aren't random picks, they're aircraft that stand out in the real world, whether it's value, capability, or just how enjoyable they are to own and fly. Let's get into it. If you're stepping into the world of modern aircraft ownership in 2026, the Cessna 182 Skylane sits right in that sweet spot where capability meets long-term value. With a new price sitting around $700,000, it's definitely not cheap. But this is one of those airplanes where you understand exactly where that money is going the moment you start flying it. This is a true do-it-all machine. You've got a high-wing design that makes getting in and out easy, excellent visibility, and a cabin that feels practical rather than cramped or over-designed. It's not trying to impress you with flash. It's built to be used. That matters when you're flying regularly and not just showing the airplane off on the ramp. Once you fire it up and start moving, the Skylane feels solid. There's weight to it, and that translates directly into stability. On takeoff, you've got plenty of power, and the airplane lifts off with confidence even when loaded. It doesn't feel sensitive or twitchy, it feels planted, which is exactly what you want for real-world flying. In cruise, this is where the 182 earns its reputation. It tracks straight, handles turbulence better than lighter aircraft, and doesn't require constant input. You can settle in, trim it out, and actually enjoy the flight instead of working the airplane the entire time. That kind of low workload becomes more valuable the longer you own the airplane. What really separates the Skylane from a lot of smaller aircraft is its versatility. You can take passengers, carry gear, and go on legitimate cross-country trips without feeling limited. It's not just a weekend toy, it's transportation. That's a big deal if you want an airplane that grows with you instead of one you outgrow. Landing requires a bit more planning because of the weight, but it's very predictable. As long as you stay ahead of it, the airplane rewards smooth, controlled flying. There are no bad habits here, just a need for proper technique. At the end of the day, the Cessna 182 Skylane isn't about being the newest or most exciting option. It's about being the one that consistently delivers. It's stable, capable, and holds its value better than almost anything else in its class. For a lot of pilots, that combination makes it one of the smartest buys in aviation. If the Skylane is the practical proven choice, the Cirrus SR22 G7 is what happens when you take that idea and push it all the way into modern luxury and performance. With a new price starting around $1,100,000 for a well-equipped model, you're stepping into a completely different category, not just in cost, but in overall experience. From the outside, the SR22 looks sleek and fast, and that impression carries straight into the cockpit. Once you get in, it feels more like a high-end car than a traditional airplane. The seating, materials, and layout are all designed to make flying feel comfortable and refined. This isn't just about getting somewhere, it's about how you get there. The avionics are a huge part of what you're paying for. The G7 brings some of the most advanced systems available in a piston aircraft, and everything is designed to reduce workload and increase situational awareness. You're not juggling outdated systems, you're working with a clean, modern interface that makes managing the flight easier. Start it up, and the airplane feels alive right away. Taxiing is smooth, and once you line up for takeoff, you can feel the performance waiting. It accelerates quickly and climbs with authority, giving you that immediate sense that this airplane is built to move. In the air, the SR22 is fast, efficient, and incredibly capable. It's built for cross-country flying, and it shows. You're covering ground quickly while staying comfortable, and the stability makes long trips much less tiring than you'd expect. This is an airplane designed for people who actually travel, not just fly locally. One of the defining features is the built-in parachute system, which adds an extra layer of safety that a lot of owners value. It changes the way people think about risk, especially when flying with family or in less than ideal conditions. Landings are smooth once you're used to managing the speed. Like any high-performance airplane, it rewards proper planning and discipline, but it's not difficult. It's just precise. The SR22 G7 is not about compromise. It's about having the best combination of performance, technology, and comfort available in a small piston aircraft. It's expensive, no question, but for many buyers, it delivers an experience that nothing else in its class can match. The Sling TSY is one of the few airplanes on this list that truly challenges the traditional idea of aircraft ownership. With a factory-built price sitting around $340,000, it delivers performance that genuinely competes with much more expensive aircraft while keeping operating costs impressively low. That combination alone makes it one of the most compelling options out there. The first thing you notice is how clean and modern everything feels. The cockpit is simple, well-organized, and designed for real-world usability. Nothing feels overcomplicated, and that keeps your workload down from the start. It's the kind of airplane you can just get in and fly without needing to mentally prepare for a complicated system setup. Getting in and out is easy thanks to the wide doors and low-wing design. Once you're seated, visibility is excellent, especially forward and to the sides. It feels open and comfortable, which makes a difference on longer flights. When you start it up, the Rotax engine stands out right away. It's smooth, efficient, and capable of running on MOGAS, which significantly reduces fuel costs. Over time, that's one of the biggest advantages this airplane has. It makes flying more accessible on a regular basis. Taxiing is light and predictable, and on takeoff, the airplane accelerates quickly. It doesn't feel like an economy airplane at all. It's responsive and capable. Climb performance is strong, and it gets up to cruise speed without any sense of strain. In the air, the Sling TSI feels balanced. The controls are light enough to keep things enjoyable, but not so sensitive that you feel disconnected. It's responsive without being tiring, which is exactly what you want for longer flights. Where it really shines is efficiency. You're getting solid cruise performance while burning much less fuel than traditional aircraft in the same category. That makes it ideal for cross-country flying without the usual cost penalty. Landings are smooth and forgiving. It slows down well, gives clear feedback, and doesn't punish small mistakes. It's an airplane that builds confidence quickly. The Diamond DA40NG is one of those airplanes that prioritizes efficiency, precision, and long-term practicality. With a new price around $600,000, it sits firmly in the premium range, but it justifies that position with a very specific set of strengths that appeal to both private owners and serious operators. Stepping into the DA40, the first thing you notice is the canopy. It gives you incredible visibility in every direction, creating a very open and almost panoramic flying experience. It feels different from traditional cabins, and that added visibility not only enhances enjoyment, but also improves situational awareness. The cockpit itself is clean and modern, with a strong emphasis on ergonomics. Everything is placed logically, and once you're familiar with it, the workflow becomes very smooth. It's an airplane that rewards consistency and good habits. Start it up, and the diesel engine immediately sets it apart. Running on Jet A, it offers excellent fuel efficiency and global availability, which is a major advantage compared to avgas-dependent aircraft. It's also known for its smooth operation, which contributes to a more comfortable overall experience. Taxiing is easy and controlled, and on takeoff, the DA40 feels composed rather than aggressive. It builds speed steadily and climbs efficiently. It's not about raw power, it's about refined performance. In the air, the airplane feels precise. The controls are well balanced, giving you a strong sense of connection without requiring excessive effort. It tracks well, holds altitude easily, and provides a very stable platform for both short and long flights. One of its biggest strengths is efficiency. The combination of aerodynamic design and diesel power means that you can cover serious distance without burning excessive fuel. That makes it especially attractive for pilots who prioritize range and operating cost over raw speed. Landings are predictable and smooth once you understand the energy management. The airplane rewards proper technique and consistency, and it doesn't introduce any unexpected behavior. The Tecnam P2008 JC stands out as one of the most accessible ways to step into modern aircraft ownership without completely breaking the bank. With a new price sitting around $230,000, it offers a balance of simplicity, efficiency, and contemporary design that's hard to ignore, especially for pilots who don't need heavy hauling capability. Right away, the airplane gives off a clean, modern impression. The high wing configuration combined with a sleek composite fuselage makes it look more refined than most aircraft in its price range. Getting in and out is easy, which is a big advantage for everyday usability. You're not climbing over anything awkward or squeezing into a tight cockpit. It's straightforward and comfortable. Once inside, the cabin feels surprisingly open for a light aircraft. Visibility is excellent, particularly downward thanks to the high wing design. That makes it great for sightseeing flights, short cross-country trips, or just enjoying time in the air without feeling boxed in. The cockpit layout is simple and intuitive, which keeps things stress-free, especially if you're flying regularly and don't want to deal with unnecessary complexity. Start it up. And like other modern light sport-style aircraft, it's powered by a Rotax engine. That means smooth operation, lower fuel burn, and the ability to run on MOGAS. Over time, that translates into significantly lower operating costs compared to traditional avgas-burning aircraft. It's one of the key reasons this airplane makes so much sense for budget-conscious owners. Taxiing is light and easy, with good visibility and responsive handling. On takeoff, it doesn't need much runway, and it lifts off smoothly without any surprises. It's not trying to impress with aggressive performance, it's focused on being predictable and easy to manage. In the air, the P2008 JC is stable and forgiving. The controls are light, making it easy to fly without fatigue, but not so sensitive that it feels twitchy. It's the kind of airplane you can relax in. You're not constantly making corrections or managing complex systems, you're just flying. Where this airplane really shines is in its mission. It's perfect for local flying, short trips, and casual cross-country flights. It's not built for carrying a full load of passengers over long distances, and it doesn't pretend to be. Instead, it focuses on delivering an enjoyable, low-stress flying experience. Landings are straightforward and forgiving. It slows down easily, gives you good feedback, and doesn't punish small mistakes. That makes it ideal for staying current or flying frequently without feeling worn out afterward. That's the lineup, 5 very different airplanes, each one strong in its own way depending on what you actually want out of flying. Some are built for performance, some for efficiency, and some just make ownership a whole lot easier without sacrificing the experience. At the end of the day, the best airplane isn't the fastest or the most expensive. It's the one that fits your mission and keeps you flying consistently without turning it into a chore. If you've got a favorite from this list, or there's an aircraft you think deserves a spot here, drop it in the comments. Always interested in seeing what other pilots are choosing and why. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and stick around for more aviation content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.